The drone hovered like a hawk, suspended perfectly above the suburban rooftops. Its sleek body glinted under the late morning sun, engines humming low until, without warning, it unleashed a siren so loud it rattled the windows. Birds fled, dogs howled, and in the center of the chaos stood Lorraine Highcastlerms flailing, one slipper halfway off her foot, frozen beneath the metallic sentinel above. The voice that followed, robotic and cold, echoed through the cul-de-sac, "Step away from the stolen property. This is your final warning." You wouldn't believe me if I said all of this began because I ordered migraine medication. That's right. A simple prescription delivered by drone, same-day service. And Lorraine, the self-proclaimed guardian of our HOA, decided it was her duty to intercept it with a pool net. It started the day I ran out of meds. No big deal to most, but for me, missing my compound migraine pills means days of lights-off misery. I live in one of those experimental neighborhoods, part of a drone delivery beta program. The system is supposed to be idiot-proof, keyword, supposed to be. I placed my order, activated the beacon mat in my driveway, and popped in my noise-canceling earbuds to wait out the 42-minute delivery estimate. But when I checked outside later, there was nothing. The drone had been marked, delivered, but my driveway was empty. I checked my security cams, then my roof, bushes, mailbox, even under the car. Nothing. Then I heard the faint buzz of rotors fading into the distance. I rushed out just in time to see my drone flying away jerky, unbalanced. Beneath it swung a neat literal pool net cradling my prescription box. And down below, in her backyard, stood Lorraine in her bathrobe, yelling and waving the net like she was fishing for UFOs. I tried to activate the drone's recall protocol from my phone, but it was too late. It clipped a branch and disappeared behind her fence. I marched to her front door and rang the bell. No answer. Knocked again. Still nothing. But I saw her silhouette through the glass. She was in there, ignoring me. I reviewed the drone's tracking history. Final ping, her backyard. I called the delivery company. Useless. They said it might be a misdelivery. I checked my security footage. It showed everything, the drone descending, and then smack a net swings up from her side yard and yanks the package midair. There she was, grinning like she'd caught the golden snitch, waving my medication like a prize. I posted the footage to our neighborhood chat, asking if anyone had seen a delivery drone go off course. Within minutes, 3 neighbors privately messaged me. Lorraine had been bragging about capturing a spy drone and was taking it to the HOA for inspection. To explain Lorraine, you need to understand that she doesn't just sit on the HOA board, she is the HOA board. She controls the newsletters, the landscaping policies, even the color palette rules. She once cited a neighbor for having grass longer than 3 inches. And now she had moved on to air traffic control. I didn't confront her again in person. Instead, I focused on what I could control. I dug out my backup drone, a prototype I'd built for testing new tech. Not meant for delivery, but equipped with features. Siren, speaker, and precision hovering. I wasn't aiming for revenge, but I was aiming for justice. Later that evening, she posted a smug selfie with my package to her social media. The caption read, "Neighborhood secured. Spy drone neutralized." That was it. I prepped the prototype. It was time to let the sky talk back. The next morning, I woke up with my migraine in full force. The meds were still missing. My inbox had a fresh email from the HOA, a temporary suspension of all drone activity pending review. Translation: Lorraine had weaponized the board. On the group chat, neighbors were confused. "Are we banning Amazon now?" one asked. Lorraine jumped in with a wall of text about public safety and domestic surveillance. She implied people were flying military-grade drones over backyards. I replied calmly, "Just to clarify, the drone you confiscated was delivering legally prescribed medication. FAA compliant. Footage available." She went silent. Temporarily. That night, I attended the HOA meeting. Lorraine was at the front as usual, wearing a blazer like she was running for Congress. A rogue drone, she declared, was intercepted over my yard. This package, she held up my pillbox, had no name, no label, just a bottle of unknown contents. I stood up. That was my prescription. It was labeled until you ripped it open. Gasped. A neighbor snorted. "You have footage?" asked Tim, one of the board members. I nodded, handing him a USB. The footage played on a projector. Lorraine, mid-theft, yelling, "Gotcha." Silence. Then laughter. People started bringing up her other antics, wind chime citations, lawn gnome orientations, the time she finds someone for too many sunflowers. Afterward, she stormed out. That night, she filed a complaint against me for aerial intimidation. But I was ready. I outfitted the backup drone with pre-recorded messages, legal citations, and security footage. The siren was loud. The timing had to be perfect. Her infamous HOA barbecue was the stage. She had decked out her yard with flags, jazz music, and laminated HOA rules. The drone launched silently from my backyard and hovered above her patio. At the perfect moment, I activated the speaker. "Hi, Lorraine. Forget something?" She spun. People looked up. The siren screamed. People dropped their burgers. Karen screamed louder. The drone played a message. All she had to do was not steal my medication. But no, Lorraine had to touch the drone. Then footage of her theft played beneath the drone on a mounted screen. Kids pointed. One guy filmed the whole thing, laughing so hard he spilled his drink. The drone's final message: drone theft is a federal offense. Returning the stolen property may reduce consequences. The drone flew back to my yard. Later, the police arrived. I showed them everything. They recovered the drone from her shed along with confiscated junk from other neighbors. A tennis ball launcher, a bird feeder, even a leash. The group chat exploded with memes. Someone made a slow-mo video of her yelling set to opera. Another edited her face onto a sci-fi villain. But the climax came when I got a certified letter. Lorraine was trying to sue me. I sent it to my cousin Elena, a real estate attorney. She laughed. She has no case. Instead, we filed a formal complaint against Lorraine: misuse of power, unauthorized confiscation, and HOA overreach. We included neighbor-submitted photos of the violations she'd hoarded in her shed. At the emergency HOA session, Lorraine arrived in sunglasses and a neck brace. She claimed emotional trauma. I played the footage. Again. Then came the final reveal. Elena found records from Lorraine's past HOA where she'd been removed for the same behavior. The board voted to suspend her. She screamed. No one backed her. As she left, a neighbor clapped. Days later, a new president was elected. Lorraine tried one last time, sending a cease and desist letter. We ignored it. Instead, we organized Drone Day, a community event to educate about safe drone use. It was a hit. People brought their own drones, kids flew obstacle courses, and we demonstrated parcel delivery. And yes, one drone flew over Lorraine's house with a banner, "Return to sender." She left without a word. Weeks passed. The neighborhood lightened. People decorated again. Laughed more. The fear was gone. That night, I sat on my porch, drones docked, headache gone. Lorraine had tried to control the skies. But the sky had other plans. And justice this time came with rotors.